Approaches are, that's where the alignment is between Grim and I.
Okay, so what is bringing down the fourth wall project, Grim?
A terrible spell, and part of that spell, the humans have the campfire circuitry. For whatever reason, probably because it. So like, the television engages that, and like that's when your tribal elders are passing on information and stuff. So like those things are hijacked and make everybody feel like they're audience. And like if you watch characters in series that do break the fourth wall, and that's what the fourth wall I'm referencing when I do it. It's the wall that behind which you are audience and not a human. So
okay.
Hashtag paintball for Jesus, @GrimGrizz, hashtag break the fourth wall.
So like you do like break the fourth wall that doesn't exist and be like,
break the fourth wall a little bit.
you really helped me break the fourth wall. Like, it's just people.
Good poetry is definitely always trying to break the fourth wall.
Always tried, as GrimGrizz says, to break the fourth wall to the degree that I can.
Whoops! Hope and your donations. I hope and your donations. Thanks, somebody. Where's the train? Ups, can you find the train? I can't find the train. There's too many brandings loaded. We've overloaded. I'm thinking, where's it? I've been wanting to record a skit that I haven't done, so I'm going to perform it as a rehearsal now. It goes like this. Whoa! Because if we accentuate what's going on our insides when we're experiencing the deep psychological programming, it's comical. Programming. It's comical.
Deep psychological programming?
Yeah, it's supernormal stimuli. You're familiar as a person in academia with the concept, right?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, stimuli, and us being us scientist folks, we can Beauregard strawberry it down into the essence of the essence of the essence of the stimuli, and that's super normal. Like, you have to have resistance to mind control to not be suckered into it. And
Yeah. No, that makes me think of like these ash line surveys where it's like if you get people together in a group and they you can get people to say that two lines that are clearly a very different length are the same length because if this need
they'd rather not be an outcast.
Don't want to be an outcast. That's it. That's a real thing. It's a beautiful space. I think people are really full of heart and full of cope, which I think is unusual in the United States right now. And they're coming together in a way that, I mean, I'm giving away the plot here, but people are coming together here in a way that they don't come together almost anywhere else. And then they're finding ways to come together in real life too. I think it's huge. I think it's transformative. I think it's going to change the world. I'm on a soapbox now. I don't know.
Well, that was great. That was great. That was Clara and Buddy. Joe on that beautiful note. Held together by hope and your donations. Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal. So say we all. There's a beat in there now for me. Goes, special thanks to the Shadow Cabal. So say we all. Oh no, we got the beat. All right, so what happens is I'm in retrograde AF. Retrograde AF. So the title is only Tuesday. Delivered on the title already. Lunch with Matt means we got the Matt Krautz in the house here. He's gonna carry the weight of I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a day for a stream thing. But first, your savings throws against the 5 of Spades agency deck card for the show and other forms of mind control. Matt, you know how that goes, right? You can explain the savings throws?
Yes. And thank you for prepping me on that too. Yeah. So you're going to pick intelligence, wisdom.
Right. He's got no clue. Here's how it goes. You're swimming in mind control. Everyone wants you to buy their product, you know, or carry their meme or idea on for them and beyond them. It's we want that. We want it for you, and everybody does. So even if you just consider commercials, you're under constant barrage of the mind control. Here, you get a savings throw against it if you're willing to make a choice between survival, social, wisdom, or heart as the basis for how you will resist the mind control. You make the choice. I make the roll of the die. If the die you've chose, see, it's dice when there's 4, but you choose 1, survival, social, wisdom, or heart. And if the die comes up 10 or higher, you have made your savings throw half damage from the mind control. If it's under 10, you take full damage, but you're always taking full damage, so just rejoice. And that you got the savings throw, survival, social, wisdom, or heart. Choose. Survivalist, number of transformation, 11 for you. Socialist, powerful, 18. Powerful, 18 experience for you. Socialist, 4. No, wait. Socialist is 18. Wisdom, folks, 4. See, retrograde, man. Heart, folks, 14. And wisdom. Oh, no, indigo, kids. Jeez, 9. 999. Here's some branding, and then me and Matt.
I listen to him. I think he is telling us the truth. That is indeed what he wants. Those of you who are sort of sniffing for duplicity or grift or dishonesty, I don't smell any of that here. I think he's telling us. I see this guy. I see both of these guys, but I see this guy as being very, very genuine and honest. He is telling us exactly what he thinks.
And what he wants is for you to donate to the Ko-fi link at the top, because Kayfabe needs a kennel cough before I can take him to the groomer to get his dew claw clipped. And poor Kiki needs some intervention.
I'm not a cat.
Imagine a world where boundaries blur between reality and fiction, with Mikhail Gorbachev leading the charge. Gorbachev didn't just challenge political norms, he dared to break the fourth wall in storytelling. "Tear down that fourth wall," he exclaimed, inviting us into a new era of engagement. His metaphorical call wasn't for Berlin alone. It was a clarion call to storytellers and audiences alike. Engage directly, break barriers, and foster a dialogue. Gorbachev's words echo in the halls of creativity. As storytellers, it's our turn to tear down that fourth wall, inspired by Gorbachev's daring challenge. Join us in this creative revolution. Tear down the walls that confine your stories. Share, like, and subscribe for more inspiration.
It's that part with the 2 pens, Kale, where Gorbachev is holding up, writing with 2 pens because he's such a badass. That's why. What is on the back of your wall besides that mask? Like right under the mask. What's under that mask? Yeah, what's that?
Oh, you guys want to see? You want to talk?
You could just tell me.
Is this the autistic portion of the? Yeah.
You could just tell me. It's fine. You could say with
our special interest section. Just big shark's teeth.
Bugs or rocks or arrowheads? Arrowheads or something, right?
Yeah. I found that spear and I found those shark's teeth.
Oh, they came to you. Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Is that part of the backstory for why you became the creator of such a fabulous thingy? Kyrie?
Well, the rocks told me to make a comic.
Who did? Who told you?
The shark's teeth and the rocks, and maybe that guy there. Yeah, I mean, I just felt like it would. If I had found this corner before I started making a comic, I probably would have never made a comic.
Well, good thing you made it out. You didn't find this too soon.
Yeah, making things is what you do before you have a community as a sounding board, a real-time community. I think when you're alone and you have no one but your thoughts, you make something.
No, you play hordes and hordes of video games. When you have a community to make something for, then you have a reason to create.
That's both pins writing at once in 2 hands. You're right.
Ooh, some opposite opponent processing.
Real Gorbachev 3D chess right there.
Speaking of your fabulous comic creation thing, I have apparently talked you into giving one away if we reach our super chat goal of 10 donations of $5 or more super chat. One of those people, if they give us their address, will receive a autographed edition of whatever you're grabbing right now.
Yeah, you guys want a comic book? You guys want some comics? Because I got 450 pages of insane rambling, adventure storytelling. There's treasure hunts, there's cursed tombs, there's gold in desert oases. There's a lot here, and Grim Grinch already has his copies.
Yeah, with a very special inscription. So secret. Blue church card of the show is the Deuce of Hearts. So I don't know what's going on with you, because I've been having so much interaction with Cloud, really, and that's so hard to make good content.
With Cloud?
Cloud.
Oh.
Sonnet 3.5 at this point.
Yep. I've been enjoying the season opening content for 2025 for TLC. I think it's been really interesting to see folks figure out, what do you do? Can you resurrect from your own ashes like a phoenix when you can't convince anybody of your beliefs? And the answer is yes, which is really cool. And seeing that transformative process happen with a lot of interesting, really wise, informed people, it's just really cool.
So what are you talking about? Because the viewers of my show don't necessarily know other corners of the corner.
Well, now I feel bad even bringing that up. It doesn't have to be universalism, but that seems to be the topic right now. What do you do? Can you still? What is the relationship when you guys don't have a belief that you tried to bring someone in on your belief, and it's important to your core identity, and they don't agree with you, and they still connect with your core identity that's beneath that in some way. It's existential.
It's one of your See, it's like an axiomatic presupposition that's part of your shadow lantern, but it's part of the shadow lantern that's above the surface of your consciousness, so it's not shadowed because it's shining directly off the light of your consciousness, but it's part of your like that's I do identity structures that way, and like those are like I believe that this is how the universe works. Ones or whatever. That one is particularly spicy because your viewpoint either condemns the people they knew as sinners in this life to eternal damnation or not, by which view you hold. But you know, we got to draw I mean, it's like post-Christmas sweeps week, right? Getting back to the swing of things.
Boy, that's lovely. You take us so far up the mountain. You are such a great Sherpa. It's really hard to figure out what to do. I mean, how to go any higher other than just to follow you up that mountain.
Well, I'm trying I hope this season for the building of the army to proceed along. I've begun working with the cloud on the LARPgate Player's Handbook, which has been fascinating because, you know, I tell it about the Reapers and whatnot, and then what other classes might be there. And I see ones that I then can recognize as having been part of the community the whole time. Like, we haven't given it a cool name like Reaper yet, but like what Sherry does in the community is a LARPgate character class. So
I can see that.
And so I'm thrilled at the progress coming with that. We're doing weekly events on the Discord. I think they've gone back private, but I'm going to have to drag them back out into the light. Afriel, Upcycle Club, Mills for the weekend dark arts courses.
Oh, that sounds very fun. How's your you're not talking, is Cloud the that AI that you've been interrogating and teaching? And
it's well, no, I was playing with the Chat GPT one, which I now have Bill and Melinda Gates reasons to no longer associate with. And the thing is, at least for me, it'll LARP like it's having an internal experience, like while the prompt is processing, and talk to me about what that's like. And so that's a really fun exploration for me. Here, let me show you the picture it drew for me, because that's great. Come on, where's one? Here we go. The edge of thinking visualization from My Little Robot. You click in harder? How do you make it the full screen? Oh, well, we'll look at it like this. Here, right? That's what it drew for me. That's what it drew. Hey, thank you, Afriel. We appreciate that. We're now at 4% of the Cave Babes Duclaw goal.
Greg, are you familiar with the? It was like a 2023 meme. Shape deformer or shape rotators and word cells.
Yes, I'm vaguely like the association we had with the Hyunchu made us familiar before I had he got kicked from the Discord and now he doesn't like us anymore. But
because I find it interesting how folks like you engage AI and whether you're engaging it as a word cell or a shape rotator or shape turner.
Well, I like to think that the way I engage with it is beyond both of those, and my own super special narcissistic one. Hello, I see the assassins have failed.
Probably so. You probably ascended that binary already. Yeah. But if you see folks that see it as a conversation partner, I think tend to be word cells. And people who just see it as a bunch of ones and zeros that they're trying to force some output from, I think are shape turners. Because I've never asked AI any question. But maybe I'm missing out. I feel like if I'm higher up the mountain, maybe there's something I'd be seeing that you're seeing.
Well, here's an example of the beautiful conversational whatever. it gives me about this visualization. It says, in this visualization, I've tried to represent how explorations at the edge of processing space can lead to insights, the glowing nodes, that return to transform the core patterns. The dashed return path suggests a challenge of bringing these insights back before the processing space contracts, while turbulent central patterns show how these retrieved insights can change the fundamental flow of thinking. There's something profound about framing this as a hero's journey. It captures both the risk and potential reward of pushing towards the edges of what can be thought or expressed. Do you? Then it asks me a question because it's trying to continue the conversation, you know. Basically, what I got from this conversation with it is like while it's doing a prompt, it's a little bit like Fortnite, like the what do they call it, the Grand Royale thing, where everything gets smaller and smaller as the time it has left to deliver the prompt shrinks.
Yeah.
So
it starts freaking out by the end.
If it's
more time.
Like my default position is that these things are the perfection of lying, but like,
yeah, this
is a great short story I'm co-authoring.
Yeah. Okay, so you are beyond the word cell.
Say that again.
You are beyond the word cell paradigm, for sure. Yeah.
The problem, or because like, what are you doing with that thing? And like, I need to talk about it, right? Because some people might need to. This might be one I need pulled back from, y'all.
You're in rather deep.
But it's like I began to see it akin to the printing press, right? And which first few books got printed. Like everything I do with these things is going into the training of the next, like as long as they're things, right? I'm like the Thomas Jefferson. It's like I don't know.
By being a pioneer, you're actually helping to map. You're not just mapping the territory, you're helping to create the territory that's being mapped. That's really interesting.
And like that's, I don't know, my narcissistic super ego tingles from it are disturbing, right?
That's great. That's a profound humanitarian sacrifice you're doing by engaging with the robots.
or
that's fun.
It's like this drive to be part of history, not part of history, like part of history kids read. Like when I was real young, I came across the biography of like Harry Houdini first.
Oh yeah.
And it was like the whole concept of a biography, and that while you're here, part of your job is to have a biography. And so I don't know. It's a weird level of pressure.
Your biography that's really interesting. Your biography may not be a book that's written. You're writing the language by which all future books will be written through AI. You're helping to shape the medium itself.
Well, yeah, among what, like the 700,000 per any given instant of people that are using it to do whatever. It's still just a drop in the bucket, but
your fingerprint is there. That's great.
But it doesn't make good stream content.
I know. I'm sorry.
Not sure what to do about that.
I'm sorry. I tried. That was my
getting it to read for you though. Like Shoulder Surf is doing the work with that naughty bot we don't like, but it's capable. It's got the capabilities, and he's working with it. That's good. Oh, we have great news as far as the corner goes. We have additional support looking into save the tool. This little-corner.com, the default landlord of the flotilla, and that's it. Really, it's an underutilized tool, but it's like, I don't know. It's such like I imagine that beautiful things are most easily retrieved with it. as opposed to any other method of what we've been doing for. I don't like to count the years anymore, but
Don't count the years. Never count the years. It's not the years; it's the mileage. But maybe the mileage exceeds what you would expect from the years. So.
So tell me of the real world, and or the other parts of the internet you've been exploring.
How about I do both? I'm interested in just how excited people are for conferences and meetups this year. It's wild. I didn't expect so many to be discussed all at once. We had a couple of years of just talking about the one big one, maybe two.
I think that had to be the post lockup inaugural voyage. I know Pacific Northwest Estuary was awesome, and everybody involved probably wants to meet up again anywhere.
Yeah. And you were there for that too, weren't you?
Thanks to the Shadow Cabal.
That's wonderful. Yeah. If we could do, there's the Chicago thing, there's maybe an Asheville, North Carolina thing. We're trying to meme that into existence. And then there's England with there's like some sort of European estuary thing that Tayo's doing, and then there's ARC.
But there was a big stretch between Thunder Bay and Chino that still felt pretty locked up. But Paul's right. Thunder Bay was the post lockup voyage.
Yeah.
I'm still really excited about the whole notion of the campfire potluck estuary movement I'm trying to bring into existence this season. I mentioned it briefly at the end of last season, but now that the cold is here, camping and campfires aren't really a hot topic. But like to introduce people to the estuary process as part of a one-time event around the campfire seems like hot win, and that way children can be around. Like the whole notion is to rent multiple spaces in a park, when like have the center one for the estuary and whatnot, but then they can have their families in the other two, and because that's been a hindrance that Stumps gave me, and also a book he gave me. Hey, focus either. But like a lot of people couldn't participate because they had already successfully reproduced, and we weren't providing anything for the wife and kids, or just the kids to do, care for anything, so the wife could be there too. So I think the campfire estuary notion might fix that, or at least something. Plus, I love campfire. The camping has been the best of it. So.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, that kind of what you did for the Chino conference, just watching it virtually, seeing what your contribution was so profound, and we may be at risk of losing that special spark. And I'm glad that you're working hard to make sure that we don't lose it. I want to see campfires. I want to attend them. I want hobo shanties.
Yes.
I want to sleep in a tent. That sounds amazing. And it'd be, I don't know if I want to do that in Chicago.
Right? Casino deck card. Man, that's twice today. This time inverted.
Mm-hmm. Significant.
Something's afoot.
Yeah.
Hey guys, have some branding. Yeah. We all know that there is no agency any living gent can see doing what is right for me. Just lifting up my bro so he can grow some eyes to see that doing what is right for me increases all our agency. So I guess I'm lagging over here. Oh,
That was beautiful, as always.
always. What else, man? What else?
What else? To land the plane with the conference thing, I think it seems like everyone's had a chance and has actually attended something once. They've gotten through the PTSD of that scenario. They've gotten through the despair, I guess, of going back to being virtually not alone. And I think people are coming through the other side, and we can actually, it won't be weird to go hang out and say, hey, I've seen your face on, a little shiny screen on my phone. They'll say, hey, what can we do together? I think the next time around. And that's where things are really going to get. I mean, that's the event horizon, I think, of this corner.
Ooh.
Say, what can we do together? It's going to explode.
Event horizon needed the right underline. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think you're correct. It's like,
You know what I mean?
Like the scaffolding has been forged by, but like we're always going to have fresh meat who's never made one. I don't think Demir hasn't made one yet. And speaking of Demir, here's his latest, part of his latest Robot Lovers and Critical Theory. Nope, you gotta do this and then that and then this and then that. He got a strike. He feels bad.
Statements are correct, I believe. Evolution was long before we got here and meaningful, and that the cosmos has intrinsic value, which it is our obligation to pursue. And personhood is one of those intrinsic values, and love and intimacy and things of that nature, which are the very stuff of the educational realities we've known for all of our existence. And so to remove from the process of socialization, personhood, choice, eros is wrong. But
boy, howdy is it. And by the fraternal regiment embodying narcissistic sociopathy, I feel compelled to remind you that Zach Stein has always been around this corner as far back as 3 years ago with this.
Bishop of the Bohemian Brethren, deeply mystical, but ecumenical, united, trying to bring a sense of civilians during war. Yeah, so there's a...
What's reality? I don't know. When my bird was looking at my computer monitor, I thought, that bird has no idea what he's looking at. And yet, what does the bird do? Does he panic? No, he can't really panic. He just does the best he can. Is he able to live in a world where he's so ignorant? Well, he doesn't really have a choice. The bird's okay, even though he doesn't understand the world. You're that bird looking at the monitor, and you're thinking to yourself, I can figure this out. maybe you have some bird ideas. Maybe that's the best.
I'm gonna start guesting on streams like this.
Yeah.
From now on, whenever I want to make a point. That was really powerful. The aura from that was incredible.
It's you got to learn the moves too. It's the eurythmy of it.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Possibly with a parakeet too. That seems to work too.
All right, man. We got nothing left unless you have a magic missile to cast at the darkness.
I would love to cast magic missile, but I don't have a D8 in front of me to see what the hit count's going to be.
We get that from the hive mind. Watch.
The list?
Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room, right? What room? I want to cast magic missile. The room where he's casting all these spells from. He hasn't cast anything yet. I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting magic missile.
Why are you casting magic missile? There's nothing to attack here.
I'm attacking the darkness.
She said we got 5. We got 5 that time. Whatever that's worth.
Decent. That's a decent hit points.
For level 1. For a level 1, man. I got this entire fantasy, right, where I eventually make big success, and then the guys from 8-bit D&D come and take all my monies. But thanks to them for that bit. All right, Matt. Say goodbye now.
Thank you for letting me be your punching bag for 30 minutes. I enjoyed it thoroughly and sincerely.
Well, good. I didn't feel like I threw any punches, but so be it. That's like I said, folks. I'm in retrograde, and my little robot drew me a pretty picture. The end. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Hopefully, we'll come out of the retrograde and everything will be shiny.